I really like this movie for the themes. I understand and I get it. The plot is very much kind of like a almost like a Catcher in the Rye. You know what I mean? It's like, think about Catcher in the Rye. Yeah. There's no real overarching story. It's kind of just like one thing happens, that leads to another thing, that leads to another thing, that leads to another thing. That's what this kind of movie is.
Yeah.
And it's ironic that I like this because I always say that I'm more into like plot, but this one, like the themes, and especially of just like, I keep using this term, the cycle of violence, how it comes from one generation and bleeds into another. How another thing is kind of like you see the first like quarter of the movie is the older generation, and then there's kind of like a quarter of the way through of kind of just like they all get killed off at once.
I know. It becomes like a Scorsese movie.
They all get killed off at once, and then it goes on to the next generation. Right. But you do see how like the actions of this generation and the violence that this generation caused,
almost worse,
bleeds into the next generation. Yeah. And you see Arvin, like you understand who he is as an older teenager because of everything his father taught him. You know, this scene where
he beats up the bullies.
The scene where Willard beats up the guys who were talking shit about his wife, Arvin says like that was the best moment I ever had with my father.
Yeah.
And like that's the type of person he's going forward. And I like how like, Tom Holland is I saw this, I know Tom Holland cuz he's Spider-Man, but he's fantastic as this character
as the father.
Tom Holland is the teenager.
Oh, okay.
He's plays Spider-Man. Tom Holland, I know you don't watch any of them.
I mean, the last time Spider-Man I watched was, what's his name? Parker.
Peter Parker? That's all of them. Tobey Maguire is who you're thinking of. I was like, damn, Tom Holland is like actually a really great actor because he plays this character of like, you understand exactly why he's like this.
Yeah.
I thought him and Robert Pattinson is amazing performances. All the like themes of everything that I talked about were things that I really liked about it. The critiques I have are again of just like the women characters are just kind of there.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, they're basically just victims.
Even
the one who's basically a serial killer accomplice.
Even Sandy is basically also a victim.
Like, it's being dragged along by her husband. By the way, who's that actor? He looked really familiar.
Oh, okay. I forget his name. I do not like him. As an actor, I do not like him.
You didn't like this performance?
This performance was fine. Jason Clarke, I want to say.
I don't know. I thought
You thought he was great?
Well, I mean, he did his job.
This is one of his better performances.
I mean, even just his fucking face, like everything about him, like, oh my God.
You know what he's in? I know you didn't see this. Last year there was a remake of Pet Sematary.
Oh, yeah.
And he plays the father. He's in a lot of stuff. He was in one of the newest Terminator movies, which I know you didn't see. I didn't see it either. He's around and he does a lot of stuff.
He looks familiar.
Also like, almost every character in this, we've seen is somewhere else. Like this is a very like star-studded cast. Sebastian Stan's in a lot of stuff. He was in I, Tonya, which I know you love.
Yeah,
he's the abusive boyfriend in I, Tonya.
Right.
Yeah. Tom Holland, who obviously Spider-Man. I, Tonya was a great movie.
It was.
We might have to do that. Foreshadowing or fucking whatever. I'm just telling you.
Foreshadowing.
I'm just telling you. Eventually we'll get to it.
Did you see the foreshadowing in Movies by McManus?
Where he said, eventually we'll do I, Tonya. We should, because I love Tonya Harding.
I love, what's her name?
Nancy Kerrigan.
No.
Margot Robbie.
That one.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom Holland is also great. Bill Skarsgård is great. Who plays Willard. Skarsgård. And Robert Pattinson.
Guarding all your scars since '84.
Robert Pattinson, I think this is the best performance of the year.
For an English guy, not a bad accent. Gotta be honest.
Yeah, it was off-putting at first, but also it's just this very... I don't know what like part of the South he's supposed to be from, but it's this very tang. It's almost this creak of an accent that he does. It's higher pitched than a lot of the other ones. He speaks higher pitched, and it's almost this like creepy, unsettling voice that he's doing.
Yeah,
but it's still a Southern accent.
Well, yeah.
And I think that's great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
He's also just a despicable person, and when he gets murdered, I was like so fucking happy when he finally gets killed.
Yeah, he's a bad one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if you want to go. I talked about what I liked about it. I don't know if you want to say what you don't like about it.
Well, no, it's not that I... What?
Well, just the reviews are mixed. I was actually surprised how many people really didn't like this movie. How many people like really had the same complaints that you had.
Yeah, it just seems like a slugfest. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's just like they just beat you over the fucking head for 2.5 hours.
It's brutal.
It's brutal.
It's a brutal movie to watch.
I would have just liked a little more... I don't want to say story, because I understand that like not everything is a story. Sometimes it's more about a mood or a tone. Yeah. But it just seemed to be a little one-dimensional on the brutality side.
Right.
Where it's like, I wish there could have been a little more film making going on.
Okay.
You know?
I think that's a legitimate critique of the movie.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate it. It's not. And hearing you recount a bunch of things, because he's seen it twice.
I've seen it twice. I saw it when it came out on Netflix, and then I saw it again with you.
I just saw it for this. So it sounds like even on a second viewing, you're picking up like a ton of different connections and stuff like that. So it's probably deeper than it seemed to me.
Right.
You know, where if I go back and watch it, I don't know that I would do that.
Well, here's another thing that I also think of, just like people should pick up on things. Like, if you're a filmmaker, you should want people to pick up on things the first time that they watched it. If people aren't picking up on things until their second viewing, then it wasn't present enough.
Wow. Okay.
You know?
I mean,
if you have a major theme of like, you know, the generational cycle of violence, or this relationship where human beings are screaming up at God who's completely silent, and someone doesn't catch that until their second viewing, or if you have a narrator in your movie and the first time somebody watches it, they don't even notice it, then it probably wasn't present enough. But I think I do think all, you know, the critiques of the movie are legitimate, I think.
I didn't think anyone gave a bad acting performance, though. I will say that. I didn't think Robert Pattinson was like amazing. I thought he was good.
Yeah. I thought he was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know what? The first time I watched it, I was like, Robert Pattinson is my favorite performance of the year, and Tom Holland as Arvin was my second favorite. But now I think I might have them switched. I think I like Arvin's performance better.
Arvin is the kid?
Arvin is the kid, yeah. I actually think I liked his performance better. I mean, he's just great. He nails this fucking role.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's also British.
The father was good, too.
The father is Bill Skarsgård, who he played It.
Guarding all the scars. Isn't he British, too?
He's also British.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. And no, Sebastian Stan is not British. But
see what they're doing? They're trying to infiltrate
take
us.
Over. Well, you know what? I think the The southern accent is kind of just like a slowed down British accent.
They kind of say that, right? Don't they say something like
it's
that?
It's just if the
British, the committee on accents.
I don't know. If you could take a British accent and just slow it down, it kind of sounds like a southern accent.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's true.
No,
I've heard that before. I've heard that before.
Where it's like where you could go back and try to hear what Americans sounded like during the Revolutionary War. Well, that would just be British.
Well, no, because this is totally off topic. The British accent that exists today was not around 300 years ago.
Oh, because of the Beatles.
Because of fuck.
The Beatles invented the British accent. A lot of people don't know that.
They said like George Washington, the way he spoke would be like, it would be closer to like a New York, Brooklyn accent.
What?
Yes, because the people
get the hell out of here. Hold on,
the people that was like the British accent was like the New York Brooklyn accent was the British accent, but all right, so the British accent that exists today, the British accent that exists, no, that's why we speak like this.
What?
Because our accent just hasn't, or it's changed a bit. I'm not saying like he legit spoke in a Brooklyn accent. What I'm saying is the accent that George Washington spoke in is closer to how we speak than how modern day British people speak.
I'm
not saying he was going around saying "use guys," gabagool, and all that stuff. Tony Soprano. George Washington was Tony Soprano. Oh my God. And they're both in hell.